and easy to use. Here you can become an expert in about 5 minutes on how to use a cover rocket. It just takes a little bit of practice. The upper portion of the cover rocket is actually great editorial ideas that we'll be sharing with you in the future. If you scroll down just a little bit, we're into the cover rocket itself. And the key area in the cover rocket is like Google, it's the search box. Here we're going to do one quick search and take a look at Magnolia. Instantly, we get 13 Magnolia covers that we can look at. And we could also limit the time period that we may want to look at it by the start date and on the end date. We have covers from 2019 to the end of 2022 as 2022 goes so far. And we are adding hundreds of covers every week. Another key factor here is there's two ways to clear your filters. One is if I just wanted to stop looking at Magnolia but save all my subcategory searches, you can click this little X right here. Or the way I normally do it is you want to clear all filters and press the orange box. Another one search we can look at is one of the hottest selling people on covers right now is Harry Styles. By typing in Harry Styles, we now have 40 covers that we found in 3 milliseconds. And you see the search results over here that identifies the 40. And this is now showing us covers that Harry Styles may have been on. There's two different factors when you're doing a search like this is if you want to know who the person is featured on the cover, you're going to want to look at personality. And here you see there's actually 24 covers that Harry Styles has been the focus of the cover. But his image may have been on more covers, and that is picked up by artificial intelligence. And an example is on this cover. As you can see, Harry is not the featured image on this cover, but Harry and Olivia have been identified by our artificial intelligence tool that they're actually on the cover. So the cover rocket is tracking it in both ways, as it is also tracking all the cover lines. At this time, we are not actually having a cover line search. That is actually going to be a separate future cover rocket that you would be able to start typing in and looking for great ideas with cover line searching. So going back to the rocket and using our main clear filter box, the orange one again, we're going to go look up cats and dogs. Perhaps we're doing a cats cover, or maybe we're doing a cover that has cats and dogs. And you can see we have an instant search to show you both. And here you'll see we can actually be drilling down. Do we want to see cats and dogs that have been on magazine covers, international covers, or domestic covers, or bookazine covers? So if you're looking between magazines and bookazines, the type is where you're going to look at. I also encourage you to look under international. Our international friends are doing some actually interesting work coming out of mostly the UK. Once again, we're going to go clear our filters. And let's look at what Meredith is doing in bookazines. So once again, if we type in Meredith, we see 2,266 cover results. And I want to type under bookazines, but what are the most current bookazines? Well, we start finding our search can be narrowed down over here. So if you click on this box, and we're going to improve this, this will soon say, date. You'll see the most recent covers coming out of Meredith in the bookazine world. And that we want to track to see what others are doing. By clicking on this box, it will soon show copies sold or dollars sold. You can instantly skip around on your searches to find these great ideas. But let's clear out from Meredith and let's take a look at Hearst. And Hearst, I find all sorts of interesting things because Hearst is not only a US company, but it's also a UK publisher. So let's say I'm going to be working on a home and garden cover, and I want to look for home and garden covers that have furniture on the covers. So in this particular case, let's say I want to be inspired by our UK neighbors. I'm going to click on the Hearst UK to narrow down our filters a little bit. I'm going to go look under the home and garden category, which there's 125 to look at. And in this particular case, I want to look under interior design, which there's 65 covers. So our filters have narrowed it down. But we can narrow it down even more because our filters also can look at magazines. And in this case, we're going to look under L decoration. And finally, the artificial intelligence labels can bring us to certainly a lot of interesting features. And in this case, we're going to look at the labels of furniture. Now, a quick explanation of labels. You'll see here, these 22 covers actually have different types of furnitures on the cover that the artificial intelligence has narrowed it down to. There's actually over 1,000 different objects and scenes that the artificial intelligence might be tracking. It could be from a car to an aircraft to a waterfall to a lake. Artificial intelligence is trying to give us a sense of what is on the cover in a narrow sense or even on a broad sense. It could be an adventurous cover. So that is a really cool tool that we're going to start doing a lot of analytical work in the near future to share with you. By clearing filters, well, actually, we won't clear the filter this time, but let's talk a little bit about the search, what the results were. And you'll see some small details here because we're trying to keep this clean. Is down here on the left, you'll see the issue number, the cover price, and the on sale date. This is L Decoration UK. That's how the magazine has been identified. It's Hearst UK as a publisher. And this is our success parameters that we're using is the Barnes & Noble data. And Barnes & Noble sales data is really good for giving you directional data on what works on the cover or doesn't work on the cover. Also gives you a sense of subscriber engagement. Your Barnes & Noble shopper is your ideal reader, actually, for your subscriber base. So here we see it sold 1,004 covers. I can click on cover details to get more information, or I can click on the cover itself, which is my habit. And now by clicking on that, you'll see more details that we are sharing once again. And some of it's the similar details, but here we have home and design. We also identified this as an English home magazine, interior design, and it's a magazine itself. We're going to be having more details added in the future, like cool metadata, like how much did the magazine weigh, how many pages did the magazine have, what's the size of the magazine. That's coming in the future. But perhaps the easiest thing to do is I want to save this cover because I thought it was really interesting. We want to be inspired by it, and you can download the cover there. Best of success with the Cover Rocket. Thank you for your time.